Raise your hand if you forgot that February was a short month and put 17 books on your TBR, because what was I thinking? What was I thinking? Not that it had 28 days in it, that's for sure. Hey guys, welcome back to another fantastic random spin wheel TBR. I am so hyped to do this today. The last week in my house has been a little iffy, a little interesting. We not confirming or denying that we might have had a little stomach bug rip through this house, and it's been an interesting week. For any moms that have kids with a stomach bug, you can envision what the last week of my life has been like. So I am ready to get out of reality and into book world, because not much productivity happened here in the last 5 or 6 days. So I'm ready to not be in reality for like an hour. But on a happier note, while I was prepping for this video and like recounting my shelves and making sure that my wheels were up to date and taking off the books I read and updating my series wheel and just doing like the housekeeping back end side of these videos, I was kind of reorganizing my desk and reorganizing my bookshelves and recounting and making sure no numbers needed to be changed. And I found these on my bookshelves, and they are 2 little notes from my 7-year-old niece, and they say, "You have great videos and these books are the best. Love, Kaylee." I just love her. And little stuff like that just made my whole day. And now I'm gonna have to go and grab a little frame, and I think I'm gonna put these in a frame and like hang them up on my wall so I can see them when I'm filming these videos, because she is my baby. I love her. I love her so much. So little notes for Auntie make my day. Don't they just melt your heart? She just melts my heart. She's so sweet, and she's constantly leaving me like little notes around the house or like little drawings, or she'll come over and she'll like move one of my stuffed animals on my shelves, and I just know she's been there, and she's just so cute. They're just so cute. I love kids so much. We are so blessed to have kids. Okay, separate story. Let's talk about the progress I made on February's TBR, and hint, it's not great. So don't get your hopes up. So I'm going to go ahead and post right here the books that I did not have a chance to get to. Now, I am going to reinforce that I, for some strange reason, put 17 books on my February TBR, which is already ambitious on a regular 31-day month in general, but I completely forgot that February is a short month. I just don't think I was thinking about it. So 17 books in 28 days, throw in a little spicy stomach bug in there. I don't think this was ever going to happen, but these are the books that I did not get to. So I did not get to Magnolia Park's Long Way Home, The Traitor Queen, The Foxglove King, Before We Were Strangers, The Stopover, Love and Other Words, The Foxhole Court, People We Meet on Vacation, The Island, A Curse of Blood and Wolves, Fangirl Down, Baby Dragon Cafe, or Here Beside the Rising Tide. However, here are the books from the TBR that I did get to. Happy Place, which was also on my 25 and 25 list, Terms and Conditions, Heartless Hunter, Bonded by Thorns, Immortal Dark, and I am 49% of the way through Muse of Nightmares, and I technically have until March 2nd to finish that one, not February 28th, because Kaylani, Karina, and Dana and I will be on our live show for the last Laini Taylor read-along, which is so sad that this epic journey is coming to an end. God, how many months have we been doing this? Over 6 months. The last live show is March 2nd. I'll put all the info right here on the screen, but I'll also put it in the description down below, because I just have to double check the time. I'm not sure off the top of my head what time it is, but I believe the live show is March 2nd. I'll put all the channels down below, but I'm going to give myself credit for that one as well, because I am 49% of the way through. I do have an extra 48 hours to get through that one, and I obviously will for the live show. So if you've watched my challenge videos for February as well, you know that I did read a couple of books that weren't on my TBR. So I read a total of 8 books in the month of February. That is back to a standard month for me. The last 2 months, December and January, I read, what did I read? 15 and 12 books, I think. That is very unusual for me. I just had a lot of downtime. I had a lot of time where I was reading or like filling space with reading. I always say that I average between 6 and 8 books a month. That's my typical chill read, quote unquote. So I'm back to having an average month, and honestly, it felt pretty good to slow down and really just like savor my books a little bit more. So I'm not upset that I read less. So since I read 8 books, we are going to do 8 spins and then our 4 wild spins that we always do every single month. And what am I hoping for this month? I am back in my spicy smut era, so I'm hoping that we get some spicy books to throw in there. I'm going to look for every opportunity to kind of throw in some spicier books. Those are what are like holding my attention right now. And because I said that, now the wheel is listening to me. It just heard me, and I'm going to hang out in the YA section this entire month, aren't I? We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Let's grab my iPad and see what the wheel says. iPad obtained, wheel up on the screen. Let's go ahead and randomize her. Did it randomize? I think it did, but let's do it again just in case. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Okay, what am I noticing? Oh, okay. So that bottom corner is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's like 8 or 9 shelves there. So that is one giant wedge of the wheel that's just shelves, which means that the other wild spins are kind of clumped as well. Do we think we're going to get a lot of shelves this month or a lot of wilds? I don't know why, but I'm feeling a lot of wilds this month, and I'm equally scared and excited for that prospect. So let's stop prolonging it and let's do spin number 1. I hope we start off strong. I could go for like a really, really good reading month. 5, shelf 5. That is in the other room. I think that's a mystery thriller shelf. Let's move the camera and find out. As expected, shelf number 5 is a mystery thriller shelf. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not that excited about this, but we will make it work. So shelf number 5 has 22 books on it. It's kind of a hodgepodge, but it does have my Alice Feeney on it. It does have my Stacey Willingham, a couple of Megan Mirandas, I think. So 22 books. All right. Hey, Siri.
Uh-huh.
Pick a number between 1 and 22.
It's 6.
6. Okay. That's not that hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay. 6, 6, 6. Let's see. Number 6 is The Younger Wife by Sally Hepworth. I have not read a Sally Hepworth yet, but I've actually surprisingly heard pretty good things about this book. I think I was introduced to Sally Hepworth by The Soulmate when Book of the Month picked her books, but then since I kind of was introduced to her as an author, I've had a bunch of people tell me that this was pretty good. So am I happy about a mystery thriller? Not really, but this turned out pretty well. So if this is your first time watching one of my spin wheel videos, you will know that I have a complicated relationship with mystery thriller books. They are not my favorite. It's not my favorite genre. So is that the way I would have loved to start our TBR this month? No, there are other books I would have liked to prioritize, but am I mad at it? No, it could have been worse. So let's do spin number 2. Let's get a wild spin. I'm feeling a wild spin on this one. Nope, of course not. No. What are the chances of that? Oh my God, please don't do this to me, spin wheel. Please don't do this to me. I don't want a month of mystery thrillers. Please don't do this to me. Why do you hate me? Why do you hate me? Okay, we're back to shelf 5. Guys, what in the heck? This is not starting out well. We are back at shelf number 5, and this is now going to have 21 books on it. Hey, Siri.
Uh-huh.
Pick a number between 1 and 21, please. I'm so upset.
The answer is 5.
Really? It was 6, and now it's 5? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do you know? Another Sally Hepworth. This is Darling Girls. I feel as though this may have been a book of the month as well. I think this is one of her new releases. I don't want to read 2 Sally Hepworths in 1 month. I am not going to veto these yet, But I'm going to be honest with you guys. If I get too many more mystery thrillers, we might be using a veto this month for sure. Okay, Wheel, you have gotten your tomfoolery out of the way. Let's chill the hell out and get down to business, please. Can we please get down to business? Spin number 3. I'll literally take a YA at this point. Okay. A genre spin. I see where this is going. If it does, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight, Wheel. I swear. Okay, here is our genre spin. This is our most basic wheel. This is actually kind of one of the original wheels, like where it started, quote unquote. So on this wheel, you just have genres and a free pick spin, and it gives me kind of a little bit of free reign to pick from basic genres off of my shelves. But if I'm picking up what the wheel is putting down, this could go really badly. So let's go ahead and randomize this. There you go. And I don't even want to put it out into the universe, but let's go ahead and spin. So help me God. I'm afraid to look. Oh my God, you have got to be kidding. What? Am I being punked? What is happening? What is happening right now? I knew deep in my bones that is what was going to what is going on. What is going on? A mystery thriller. Okay. It hates me. Okay. I'm losing it. All right. Whatever. Let's go back and do spin number 4. I can't. I don't want to talk about it. I just don't want to. What is happening? Oh, please. That is a mystery thriller shelf. I can't. Shelf number 2 is a mystery thriller shelf. We are using vetoes for sure. Oh my gosh. Where did my lighting go? This video is cursed. Why is this TBR cursed? My lighting went out for a second. I don't know what that was. It like cast me into shadows because that's the way my heart is right now. So let's go move the camera and see what happens. I need to take a drink really quick. This is crazy. I really don't want to cheat, but I simply cannot have a month full of mystery thrillers. Guys, like it's pointless. I won't read them. I won't. I'll avoid my TBR and I'll just read smut all month. But okay, let's be positive. Maybe the wheel is saying, let's clear some of these mystery thrillers off your shelf to make room for other things you'd rather read. Like I do own them, right? Like I own them, so I should read them. Okay, we're gonna change our mindset. This is awesome. Let's go to shelf number 2. Okay, welcome to shelf number 2. Like I said, this is a mystery thriller shelf. Okay, what would be the best case scenario on this shelf? Oh God, what would be the best case scenario? Maybe just Jason Rakulik. I'm really not in the mood. Maybe an Ashley Winstead? Oh, maybe a Nora Roberts? I don't know. Okay. There are 20 books on this shelf. Hey, Surrey.
Uh-huh.
Pick a number between 1 and 20.
That would be 9.
9. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One of Us is Next by Karen McManus. This is the sequel to One of Us is Lying. I did read that. I had to think for a second about whether I read that or not. I think this is the YA mystery thriller that takes place in the high school detention. We will talk about it more in a little bit, but I do think I read that. So I think we can go ahead and put this on our list. Okay, let's stand in a different location and see if I can't like change the juju a little bit, guys, because we are definitely going to be vetoing some of these, but let's do spin number 5. Please get anything but a mystery thriller. Please. Okay. Okay. Now, there are mystery thrillers on my Kindle. However, there are 1,600 books on my Kindle. Here is my Kindle spin. This has like 90% of the books that are on my Kindle listed on it. I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of books on here. Most of them I don't even remember having, so this is always interesting. Let's go ahead and randomize it and see where it's gonna take us. So help me God, if it's a mystery thriller. Okay, oh my gosh. Spark of the Everflame. Maybe this TBR is turning around because I am so excited for Spark of the Everflame. Let me go grab it. I do have Spark of the Everflame on my Kindle, but here is the physical copy. This is a romantasy that I've been wanting to get into. It is on my 25 and 25 list. So this is good. This is good. Let's hope this TBR is turning around. We are going to stay right here because the spin wheel juju in this room is apparently way better. So let's go ahead and do spin number 6. Okay, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Another Kindle spin. Okay, we're not mad about this. We're not mad. 1, 2, 3. Please be nice to me the second time around. Please. Josephine's Tear. I have no idea what that is. Okay, let's go look that up really quick. So I'm searching now on NetGalley because I looked at my purchases and it's not there, which leads me to believe that this might be an ARC I was sent. So let's confirm. We have confirmed that this was an ARC I've been sent. Here is Josephine's Tear by V.I. Davis. This is Crimson and Shadows Book 1. What is this? This is a romantasy. A world dominated by vampires threatened by malevolent witches. Okay, a romantasy. We are going to embrace it and go with it. So Josephine's Tear is going on our list. We are officially not moving from this spot. We are going to do spin number 7 from standing right here because it's being nice to us. So spin number 7. This angle is atrocious, but listen, we got to get some good books here. Author first name. Okay, for anyone who's new here, this is our author first and last wheel. And what this wheel is it has every letter of the alphabet on it. I can use it for either author first or author last, depending on what our spin wheel prompts. In this particular case, this is prompting us to spin the wheel and pick an author first name. So let's go ahead and randomize, spin the wheel, and whatever letter comes up, I have to find an author with the first name that starts with that letter. M. Author first name M. That should not be that hard. So like every wild spin, we choose at the end. So we are going to go and do our last regular spin, which is spin number 8. Okay, author first name M. That shouldn't be that difficult. That's a pretty common... I thought it was going to be a character spin. It's not. It's another mystery thriller shelf. Oh my God. And on top of it being a mystery thriller shelf, guess what time it is? Crazy angle time. It's crazy angle time. Doop doop doop. I didn't even give you a put on your earplugs warning that time. I just kind of hit you with it. So for anyone who's new here, I do keep most of my books in my guest room in my in-law apartment. And sometimes you find yourself on the bottom corner right next to my guest bed, which is right here where I film. So we have to sing our crazy angle song. There's really nothing more I could do about it. So this is shelf number 4. It is, you guessed it, a mystery thriller shelf. I'm so flabbergasted by this. There are, what does this say? 27 books on this shelf. So, hey Siri. Hey Siri.
Mm-hmm.
Pick a number between 1 and 27.
It's 1.
Of course it is. Okay. Let's go find out what 1 is. I'm sure I'm going to be thrilled about it. Oh, actually, okay. It could have been worse. Number 1 is 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. And surprisingly, despite hating thrillers and not really liking YA, this is something that I've kind of been intrigued by. So this might not even require a veto at the end. So like I was saying, if we had to get another mystery thriller, 5 Survive I'm not really that upset about, but we are now going to do our 4 wild spins and then we're going to take a look at our TBR and see if we're going to make any tweaks. So let's go ahead and grab our wild spin wheel. Here it is. So this wheel has all of our random wild spins on it. I believe they're each on there twice. I think I did twice, not 3 times. I think twice. So that's why it looks a little chaotic. We're going to spin this 4 times. We're going to do a couple of wild spins. And what this does is it allows me some variety and a little bit of flexibility in my monthly TBRs because I am a mood reader at heart. I need a little less structure sometimes. So let's go ahead and randomize her and do our first of 4 wild spins. Avoiding mystery thrillers, please. Okay, family pick. Let's go ahead and take a look at our family pick wheel. This could be interesting. Okay, so here's our family pick wheel. What this wheel is this just has all different members of my family and friends, plus my Instagram subscribers and you guys, my YouTube subscribers, because we are all besties. And this gives you guys an opportunity to pick a book on my TBR. However, my boys are at school and my husband is at work, and my husband does not always have a job where he could stop everything and answer my questions. So let's go ahead and randomize this, give it a spin, see what comes up, but this might not work. Okay. Coley. So Cole is my 11-year-old son. He is currently in school and he will be in school for another few hours. So this is what we're going to do. I'm not going to cheat because he would be so bummed if he watched this and saw that he came up to choose a book and I vetoed it. This just is going to take a little bit longer to film. I was hoping to get this edited today. It's probably not going to happen now. We will just come back to this and have him pick a book when he gets home from school. So we are putting a pin in that. Let's go back to the wild spins and do spin number 2. Oh, he's going to be so excited, but he is going to pick me a book I don't like. I know it. Author last name. Okay, so similar to author first name, we're going to go back to this wheel. We are going to spin this, and whatever letter comes up, we have to find an author whose last name starts with that letter. K. Author last name K. Author last name K. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Nothing is coming to me off the top of my head. I'm sure it will. So let's go back and do our random spin, our wild spin number 3. Author last name K. At least it's not like X or Y like I got last time. A book box spin. Okay, not mad about this. Okay, so this is our book box wheel. This is a wheel of all of the book boxes I was or am a part of, meaning that I have paid for these books every single month and I need to read them. That is what they are there for. So let's go ahead and randomize her and see what book box I'm going to have to pick from. Please be like a fairy loot. Why? Why do you do this to me? Bookish box. I don't have very many Bookish box books, but okay. We will find something that works. Why is it being so mean to me this month? What did I do to the TBR gods to anger them so much? Okay. Potentially our last wild spin if I don't choose to respin for some of these. Come on, give us a good one. Please give us a good one. Please. Okay. Series spin. This could go very well or very poorly because this wheel is all of the series that I'm currently making my way through, all of the series that I'm currently in the middle of. I'm aware it's crazy. I'm aware it's overwhelming. I am also overwhelmed. Let's go ahead and randomize it. There are some really good ones on here, but there are also some ones that I don't know that I want to continue on in the series. And I know, based on how this TBR has gone, that those are going to be the ones that come up. So, come on. Please give me, like, a good smutty romantasy. They are on there. Are you kidding me? Unravel the Dusk. It's not a bad book. It's a YA fantasy. I really did do this to myself, didn't I? I called this in the beginning of the video. Okay. Okay, let's regroup. So I just regrouped and grabbed my notes. And according to my notes, we have to pick a mystery thriller for our genre spin. We have to pick an author first name M, an author last name K. We have to have Cole pick a book when he comes home from school. And we have to pick a Bookish book. So Cole cannot pick his right now. Mystery thriller. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I know this is cheating, and I hope you guys are going to understand my explanation. I am going to respin the genre wheel, and here's why. I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 mystery thrillers on my TBR, and I'm not going to read any more than that. I don't even think I'm going to read those, to be honest with you. And it's just a waste of a spin. And on top of that, even if mystery thriller was my favorite genre, I don't know that I would read that many in 1 month anyways. I need a little of mood reading variety. So let's go ahead and just have some grace on me and go back to our genre wheel, respin, and see if we can't at least give me a little grace on this. Are you kidding me? Why? Disregard. I can't. What is going on? Thank you. Thank you. It's like, you know what? Just take a free pick because you're going to spin until you get it anyways. What is happening? A free pick. I'm going to give it to me. I'm going to take it. This is unbelievable. I have some serious bad karma this month, apparently. What did I do in another world that it hates me so much? Okay, so after absolutely no cheating at all whatsoever, this is totally random. We have to do a free pick for genre, author first name M, author last name K, and a Bookish box pick right now. And then we will let Cole pick when he gets home from school. I cannot wait for you guys to see how excited he's going to be, but he is also going to go immediately devious and pick. He's going to be like, what books do you not want? Like, that's just Cole. He's my little devious child. So let's go ahead and do our Bookish box pick first, because I don't have very many Bookish box books. So let's go ahead and kind of like get that one out of the way. It'll kind of like determine what direction I go with the rest of the books. So let's go to my special edition shelves and see what I even have for options.
You look at me like I'm crazy when I shut my feelings out. You look at me like I'm different, still you stay cause you feel something real. Get so lost in my moments, doesn't mean I don't need you. I fell in love with your colors, they kinda tell me what I'm thinking. I fell in love with the way we are.
So like I said, I don't have as many Bookish box as I do like Fairy Loot, Illumicrate, Page and Wick, but I was able to find 4 that I think could work. So let's talk about them. The first book I grabbed was A Kingdom of Stars and Shadows by Holly Renee. This is an absolutely gorgeous Bookish box edition. I don't know if you guys can see those edges, and it seems rather short. However, oh wow, wait a minute. It has black pages. Wait, I have never noticed that, and that is super cool. Look at how gorgeous this edition is. Are all of the pages black? No. Okay, so just the chapter pages are black. Hi. That's gorgeous. And it has absolutely stunning character artwork with a reverse dust jacket. Oh, look at the naked hardcover. Okay, well, hi. This edition is beautiful, and I just destroyed it. Jeez. Look at the naked hardcover. That is really, really pretty. Ooh, what? That is gorgeous. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Let's talk about what this is about. But right on the inside cover, it says, "Tell me that you're mine, princess. Even if it isn't true, I need to hear you say it." That is already very promising. So the quick synopsis of this is a torn princess caught between duty to her betrothed prince and forbidden desire for his sinful half-brother during a kingdom's attack. And I have heard that Holly Renee writes some seriously great spicy scenes. On top of that, on the back, it has this gorgeous like snake artwork, and it says, "It doesn't matter that you are destined to be his. Every part of you is begging to be mine." The vibes are good on this one. However, it does have some competition because another author that I've been dying to dip my toe into is Karina Holly, and this is Blood Orange by her, the Bookish box, of course, edition. This edition is absolutely stunning as well. Look at the oranges on the sprayed edges. So beautiful. Oh wow, it's even gorgeous on the inside. It has this beautiful orange cover art with the gorgeous naked hardcover. And oh man, that character artwork is like, okay, I'm liking it. The quick synopsis of this one is a dark and delicious Dracula retelling filled with secrets and lies, dangerous liaisons, and a forbidden student-teacher second chance love story with a twist. Wow, okay, I'm into it. Next up, we have This Dark Descent by Kaylin Josephson. I don't know much about this. I think this may be YA, but we'll confirm that in a second. It says, "Promise me you will be fearless" on the back. It is a stunning edition. It has kind of like a more geometric floral sprayed edge on it. Now, there is a reason why I am intrigued by this book. If you see here, there's a horse, and I actually rode horses and owned horses my entire life. So I am kind of like into equestrian stuff. I don't know what this is about, but it says, "Let the race begin. The Russell family is famous throughout Enderlane as breeders of enchanted horses, but their prestige is no match for their rising debts. To save her family's ranch, Makira Russell is left with only one option. Enter the Illineer, a treacherous cross-country horse race known as much for its high body count as its enticing prize money. To have any chance of success, Makira will have to recruit Ariel Kadar, a talented but unlicensed enchanter who creates golems in place of enchanted animals, and Damien Adair, a dashing young lord in the midst of a fierce succession battle. Both have mysterious reasons of their own to help Makira, as well as their own blood feuds to avenge. Steeped in Jewish folklore, This Dark Descent is a spellbinding new fantasy full of intrigue, romance, and pulse-pounding action. In a world as dangerous as this, will hidden agendas and conflicting desires butcher Makira, Ari, and Damien's chances of winning the Illineer, or will another rider's dagger? Okay, I am definitely intrigued. I have to confirm whether or not this is YA, but it does appear to have a little romance element to it. So let's look that up. I am cross-referencing Amazon, and it does say the reading age is between 14 and 18 years. So like new adult YA type of vibe. It says that it's perfect for the fans of The Shadows Between Us and the Scorpio races. And I loved The Shadows Between Us by Trisha Levenseller. So, what do we do? And last but not least, I grabbed House of Pounding Hearts by Olivia Wildenstein. This is book 2 after House of Beating Wings by her. This is a crow shifter romantasy series. And if you watched one of my other challenge videos, you know that House of Beating Wings was on my 2024 TBR. I didn't get to it. I was so bummed that I didn't get to it and so excited for that book that I put it on my 2025 TBR, read it, hated it, gave it a 2 stars. Didn't love it. I will link that video down below if you want to go see my more in-depth thoughts on why I didn't like it, because I was pretty open and honest about it. This is book 2. Do I want to continue the series? I don't know, but I think I may be open just to see if maybe book 1 was like a blip on the radar and it gets better as the series goes on, because sometimes that happens. So who knows? Okay, so as always, we are going to do this by process of elimination. So our 4 options are up on the screen. The first cut is always the easiest to make. And on this one, I don't think it's going to be a shock that I'm going to go ahead and cut House of Pounding Hearts. I really disliked House of Beating Wings. And I think I just, with the kind of challenging TBR I already have this month, I need to fill in the gaps with some books I'm super excited about, and this just is not it right now. So that one's out. I also think that as much as the storyline interests and intrigues me, I am going to cut this Dark Descent this month for similar reasons. I really need to make sure that my wild picks are strategic and smart because the other books on my TBR so far aren't necessarily thrilling me very much. So this one just isn't what's calling to me. And now I have to pick between Holly Renee and Karina Holly. Now the good news is both of these are spicy, and that's what I'm wanting. Do I want a Dracula retelling teacher-student romantasy or like a battle kingdom love triangle between brothers? Oh no, what do I do? I think I'm going to go A Kingdom of Stars and Shadows. Like I said, this is a TBR veteran. This has been on before and I didn't get to it, which I really wanted to. So I think, oh, but I want to read this so bad. No, don't second guess yourself. I'm putting A Kingdom of Stars and Shadows by Holly Renee on our TBR for March. Okay, so next up, I think I'm going to do author first name M, author last name K. I'm going to grab them off my shelves at the same time. Author first name M shouldn't be a problem. I could think of some off the top of my head, but I'm still like racking my brain for author last name K. So let's go take a look.
Real. Get so lost in my moments. Doesn't mean I don't need you. I fell in love with your colors. They kinda tell me what I'm thinking. I fell in love with the way we are and the way we lose it. There's something different about us and the reason why we stay.
I'm going to be super honest. I think that this TBR just has me super flustered because I don't know why I was being so dramatic. I have like a million options for author first name M and author last name K. When I started looking through my shelves in my Kindle, I was like, wait a minute, you actually have too many options. So let's talk about what I found for author first name M. And this is my pared down list because I had literally like 50 options. So I found 3 physical books, and then I'm going to talk about 3 that are on my Kindle. The first book I grabbed was The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata. Obviously, I have a couple books by her, but I think I want to start my Mariana's journey with The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. The only thing that makes me nervous about Mariana Zapata is she is famously the queen of slow burn, and slow burn romance is sometimes a little difficult for me. It has to be done in a very specific way or else the slow burn irritates me. But this book says it's about a personal assistant who quits her job, but her ex-boss asks her to come back and take on a more personal role. And I believe this is a American football romance. Next up, we have another book that's on my 25 and 25 list, and if I do not read this book soon, everyone needs to scream at me because this has been on my TBR like 3 times. That is The Lies We Steal by Monty J. This is the Hollow Boys book 1, and I have heard amazing things about this series, but I just can't seem to find a time to start. It says a group of friends at Hollow Heights University in Ponderosa Springs confront their dark past and the twisted secrets that have them haunted for years. I believe this is like a gothic dark academia. Next up, I have another author I've been dying to try out, and that's Melissa K. Rorick. This is Lady of Darkness. This is where I think I'm going to start my journey with her because I think this was published chronologically before Reign of Shadow and Ending. This one says it's Scarlet, a ruthless assassin, is offered revenge against her mother's killer if she completes a job, but children's disappearances derail her plans. So I think this is a romantasy, but I think it is just a bit more epic. That makes me a little nervous, but there is a Fae fire prince who brutally killed Scarlet's mother. So maybe enemies to lovers vibes. We also have Catching Feelings by Maren Moore. This is book 2 in the Orleans University series. I did read book 1, which is Home Run Proposal, and it was cute. It was good, but the spice was really good. This series follows the Orleans University baseball team, and it says it's an enemies to lovers baseball romance. It says a girl accidentally hooks up with a guy she despises, who then becomes her new roommate. They promise to keep things casual, but soon catch feelings. So a little bit of like forced proximity baseball sports romance. Next up, we have The Playboy by Marnie Mann. I do not know much about this book. It is on KU. It says a sizzling, grumpy, sunshine, boy-obsessed, one-night stand romance. Okay. It says Spade. People know what to expect when they hear my last name. Billionaire, alpha hole, the forever bachelor, heir to Spade Hotels, one of the most luxurious brands in the world. Want to know what they would never call me? Boyfriend. Until her. With one glance at her in the club, I'm ready to claim her for the night. Dark flowing hair, a smile that causes my heart to pound, eyes that pierce my soul, and a perfect body that makes every part of me pulse. Jesus. She's addictive, electrifying, consuming. I've never wanted anyone more. Our eyes meet, but she looks right past me. She isn't here for me. She's here for the music. For the first time in my life, a woman makes me work for her. Her indifference fuels the fire inside me. Okay, so I think I'm getting the vibe that this is like spicy, dark, billionaire romance. And last but not least, we have Irresistible by Melanie Harlow. This is book 1 in the Cloverleaf Farms series, and it says it's a small town, single dad romance about a single dad and CFO who falls in love with his part-time nanny, but he must choose between his happiness and hers. I've wanted to read a Melanie Harlow. She most recently published, I think it's Runaway Love. It's another one of her series, but this comes chronologically before that one, so I think I'll start with Cloverleaf Farms. So once again, by process of elimination, here are our 6 options. Okay, so let's make our first initial cuts. Right off the bat, I'm going to take The Wall of Winnipeg and Me off of the list. I don't know if I want a slow burn right now, looking at the rest of my TBR as it's shaping up. So this one's just gotta go. Also, I think I am going to remove Lady of Darkness. This one's a tough one, but I do have some romantasy options already on my list this month. So I think I'm going to take this opportunity to maybe go more towards like a romance side. But then I do also have The Lies We Steal, which I think is more like dark. I don't know that it's necessarily romance. Okay, just to stay consistent, I'm also going to remove The Lies We Steal. I know. Don't yell at me. I will get to this. It's on my 25 and 25 list, but I think I'm going to try to put a romance on for this category. So we are between a sports romance, a dark billionaire romance, or a single dad nanny romance. Oh, what do I do? I think I'm going to put Catching Feelings on our TBR this month. I'm feeling the spicy sports romance, but also I think I'm going to be able to squeeze in like a little bit of a darker romance potentially on another option. So I'm going to go with Catching Feelings. It also progresses me in a series I'm in the middle of. So I'm pretty confident about that one. For our author, last name K, I was able to find 5 options. 3 are physical and 2 are on my Kindle. Let's talk about our options. First up, I grabbed The Goal by Elle Kennedy. This is book 4 in the Off-Campus series. I have really liked the other 3 I read. They're very unserious. They're kind of like turn off your brain and read for the vibes books. This follows the hockey team at Briar University. And this book follows Sabrina and Tucker, I believe. I could also delve into TJ Klune this month. I want to start with Under the Whispering Door. I know one of his more popular books is House by the Cerulean Sea, House on the Cerulean Sea, something like that. But chronologically, this one does come first. I'm a chronological girly. It's the way my brain works best. I don't know much about what this is about. It says, welcome to Charon's Crossing. The tea is hot, the scones are fresh, and the dead are just passing through. When a reaper comes to collect Wallace from his own funeral, Wallace begins to suspect he might be dead. That's cute. And when Hugo, the owner of a peculiar tea shop, promises to help him cross over, Wallace decides he's definitely dead. But even in death, he's not ready to abandon the life he barely lived. So when Wallace is given 1 week to cross over, he sets about living a lifetime in 7 days. Hilarious, haunting, and kind, Under the Whispering Door is an uplifting story about a life spent at the office and a death spent building a home. That's cute. That's really cute. Okay, this is an option. I could also keep the ball rolling on my plated prisoner journey and jump right into Glow by Raven Kennedy. This book is massive. They just seem to get like successively bigger in this series because Gleam seemed really big, and I think this one's even bigger. However, Gleam read so fast, and this book in general, Raven Kennedy's writing is so good that I fly through these books. I just get totally absorbed into them. I'm not going to tell you too much about what this is in case you haven't read them, but this is a King Midas retelling following our main female character, Orin, who is gold touched. Next up, I could do the books that are on my Kindle, and the first one I grabbed was Offside by Avery Keelan. This is book 1 in the Rules of the Game series. It looks like it's another hockey romance. A college hockey romance about a girl who falls for her ex's rival despite the bitter rivalry between their schools. Now, I don't know if this is super spicy, but I do know that it's 582 pages. A 600-page hockey romance, that is gonna be a toughie. And last but certainly not least, God of Malice by Rena Kent. This is another book on my 25 and 25, and it has been getting so much hype lately. This is the first book in the Legacy of the God series, and Rena Kent does a very dark romance series. It says a woman becomes the obsession of a charming yet savage monster, leading to a dangerous chase where everything is at stake. I have been hearing such amazing things about the Legacy of God series, so this may be the month. Here are 5 options. Let's make our initial cuts. I am going to go ahead and cut Under the Whispering Door. I want to read it, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think this one is exciting me the most out of all these options. P.S. I don't know why my lighting is going in and out. Sorry, I'm going to be in shadow sometimes. I've looked at it. I can't figure out why it's doing that. So we're just going to deal with it. The lighting is intermittently awful. I understand. I am also going to eliminate Offside by Avery Keelan. I am just not so sure that I want to read a 582-page hockey romance this month, especially not because I have another hockey romance option that's not quite as long. So that one is going to be pushed off to another month. Similarly, as much as I do love the Plated Prisoner series, I'm going to eliminate Glow by Raven Kennedy. I just don't want to squeeze such a huge book in this month. I think I already have a challenging enough TBR, and that is a long chunk of a book that I have to be in the right mindset to read. So we are between The Goal by Elle Kennedy and God of Malice by Rena Kent. So do I want a dark romance or a hockey romance? I think I'm going to go ahead and put God of Malice on our TBR this month because I did use the last prompt, the author first name M, to choose a sports romance with Catching Feelings, the baseball book. So I think I could squeeze some dark romance on. We are going to go with God of Malice. I'm so excited. Okay, so now for the most fun, but probably most challenging is going to be my free pick book. There are so many options I could go for this. I don't even know where to start. Surprisingly, that did not take me as long as I thought it was going to because I walked into my other room, started looking, and immediately knew what I wanted to do. I am going to reread Zodiac Academy, The Awakening, Book 1. I've talked about this in a few other videos. I have already read this. However, I read it on vacation. I actually remember exactly where I was. We were at Universal Studios. We stay at the Hard Rock when we go down there. And I sat by the pool at the Hard Rock one day while my kids were swimming and my husband was doing whatever my husband does. He plays like soccer and volleyball and does all that stuff. He's like a very active vacationer, and I'm like want to sit in a lounge chair and read by the pool and like order nice fruity drinks and get food delivered to my chair kind of vacationer. And I sat and started and finished this book in like one day, which was amazing. And I think I gave it in the 4-star range. I don't remember exactly what it was. I'll throw it up on the screen here. I really enjoyed my time, but I think I was so distracted by watching the kids swim, making sure I knew where everyone was, like getting distracted with vacation stuff that I don't really remember the intricacies of this book. And I am dying to move forward in the series, but I don't want to do the series a disservice by not remembering what happened. So I am going to take this opportunity to reread Book 1. Zodiac Academy, The Awakening is going on to March's TBR as our free pick. So now the only prompt we still have left to pick is our family pick, but Cole is still at school. So I physically can't do that right now. And I was just taking a look at our TBR. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 mystery thrillers and 1 YA fantasy that I'm not that excited about on the list. I am not even going to pretend that I'm going to read or even try to read 4 thrillers this month. And I'm okay with 5 survive. And honestly, I'm okay with One of Us is Lying because it would still progress me in a series, but I think I'm going to do 2 more wild spins and eliminate The Younger Wife and Darling Girls, both of the Sally Hepworth books, because I don't need that many thrillers on my list. And this is my TBR and I make the rules. Not me getting salty about my own TBR game. So we are going to keep these, but respin wilds for these. And I feel like that's fair. We need to have realistic expectations for me this month. And I do not read mystery thrillers very often, nor do I enjoy mystery thrillers very often. It was a good run, guys, but this just isn't your month. Sorry. Okay, so without further ado, let's spin twice more and see if we can't get some better options up on this list. I swear, if we get 2 more mystery thrillers, I don't know. I just don't know. So let's try it. Another Kindle spin. Okay, this could go well, or it could go tragically. Okay, here is our Kindle spin wheel again. Let's see what we're going to get. Please give me something I want. Please. Credence. Oh my gosh. Okay, Credence by Penelope Douglas. I mean, I asked for some dark, smutty romance, so it said, okay, we will give you what you are asking for the second time around. All right, we're going to put Credence by Penelope Douglas on our TBR. That book is hated and loved, depending on who you are. Let's do spin number 2 to see our Sally Hepworth replacement. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? A color spin. I don't know that this has come up yet, has it? I don't know. Okay, let me show you what the color spin is. I don't know that we've ever done a color spin on this channel. So this is our color wheel. It obviously just has a bunch of colors on it. We are going to spin it, and whatever color comes up, I have to find a cover that is at least 50% the chosen color. So let's go ahead and randomize and spin. This is good because it gives me a little bit of flexibility. White. That was like right on the cusp of white and green. Okay, so I have to find a book that's at least 50% white. I will be right back. I just went through my shelves again. I didn't actually even look on my Kindle because I have found 3 pretty good options that I think I'm satisfied with. The first one is going to be a repeat. We already talked about this, but I did grab Blood Orange again by Karina Holly. This particular cover, is this at least 50% white? I don't know, guys. I'm looking at it. The back is definitely, but the front, I don't think that's 50%. Oh boy. Okay. I think I'd be stretching on this one. So let's look at our other options. I also grabbed Stolen Air by Sophie Lark. This is book number 2 in the Brutal Birthright series. I read, what is it, Brutal Prince, I think it's called, is the first one. And I really, really loved Sophie Lark's writing. This is an Enemies to Lovers mafia romance series. And this particular one says it's a dark and gothic retelling of Beauty and the Beast, where a compassionate ballerina is abducted by a vicious gangster seeking revenge. And as they navigate their twisted relationship, they find themselves drawn to each other in unexpected ways. Like I said, I really liked Sophie Lark's writing, and these books read really quickly. So that could be a good option, and it's definitely white. Another good option is Kiss the Sky by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is book 4 in the Addicted Calloway series. I have to be honest with you, I haven't really been in love with this series. It's not Krista and Becca's writing. It's very easy and simple to get through. I just absolutely despise most of the characters. And this is book 4. Like I said, I believe this is the book that follows Rose and Connor. And I have actually hated the way Rose has treated Connor in the last 3 books, but she was a side character. Maybe I'll like her more as a main character. Like maybe I'll come to understand her better with a little more information. This says a Princeton graduate fashion designer, Rose, enters an unconventional relationship with her arrogant college rival to save her fashion line. Her arrogant college rival is Connor, so didn't really give me much more information, but I don't know. Okay, so my 3 options. The more I look at blood orange, I don't think this is at least 50% white, especially not when I have 2 options that definitely are. So admittedly, this is the book I want to pick most, but I've cheated enough, so we'll eliminate it. So we are between Kiss the Sky and Stolen Air. Which would you do? I don't know. A series I've really liked, or a series I really do want to see if I can make more progress in, because everyone loves this series and I just haven't liked it. I think I'm going to go with Kiss the Sky. I don't know why, but the whole like Beauty and the Beast mafia thing isn't calling to me this month. I've read a lot of fractured fairy tale retellings recently. I think I just want to switch it up and see if I can make more progress in Addicted Calloway. So Kiss the Sky is going on for our color prompt. We are officially done picking for now. We will wait for Cole to come home from school. So it's going to seem like a millisecond for you, but it's going to be a couple hours for me. So take it away, future Lindsay and future Cole. So look who we have found. He is sweaty because he was outside playing with the neighborhood kids today. It was like 55 out today. So it was a really nice day out. So he was out playing and now he's gross. Just a gross, grubby boy. But I informed him a little bit that our family spin picked you to pick a book for my TBR this month. Would you like to do so? Okay, so you have a couple of ways that you can pick a book.
Picking it off your shelf.
You want to go pick one off my shelves? Do you want me to like help you and
no.
like you can ask questions, or do you just want to go down there and surprise me with what you bring up?
I want to ask questions.
You want to ask questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
First question is, what's your least favorite book?
That's how this is gonna go. Okay, I'm not telling you. So, do you want to go downstairs and search the shelves?
Yeah.
Should we have like a number of questions you can ask? Like you're allowed to ask 5 questions?
3 questions.
3 questions. He's allowed to ask 5 questions. Or 3 questions for me to answer.
Okay. So, I'm gonna my 3 questions are gonna be, first one, what genre do you not like? Where is that genre? And then which is your least favorite book from this genre? Those are gonna be my questions.
Okay, we have come back downstairs into the book area. So we have decided that you can ask 3 questions.
I told them what my questions are.
You did? Mm-hmm. There's secret footage that I don't know about. Okay, so where do you want to begin your search? And what do you want your first?
What's your least favorite genre?
Romantasy.
No. Mm-hmm. I know you love romantasy.
Nope, that's my least favorite. I hate it. I hate it so much.
Okay, we're going to, what's the opposite of romantasy?
It's romantasy. Romance.
Alright, I'll find a book that looks really bad and you wouldn't like. You've read none of these?
No, I haven't read any of these. You can pick these.
Okay.
So and give us your thinking for like why each book is appealing to you.
I'll be nice. This one. This one. Golden Spoon.
Is that the one you're picking? You didn't ask your other 2 questions.
No, because I was gonna say.
Do you want to read the inside cover, or like,
yeah,
or is that just gonna be the one?
Yep. Every summer for the past 10 years, a awestruck baker has descended on the
They can't see ya.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Baker Betsy. Yeah. You go Baker Betsy.
Baker Betsy, you and she are tight.
Martin.
You can just read the top.
Okay. When someone turns up dead on the set of the TV's hottest baking competition, the contestants must band together in search of the killer before one of them is next to elimination.
So this is the Golden Spoon. I know this is one of the ones he's considering. I know a little bit about this.
Oh,
It's like, you know, the Great British Bake Off, that TV show, the cooking show.
Yeah.
It's based on the Great British Bake Off, and it's a murder mystery. So like someone ends up dead. So is this still an option or no?
No, I know you like murder mystery.
Oh, I do?
Yeah.
The world may never know. So that's not an option, but that was one of the ones. Okay.
What is one of the least favorite? Be honest. What is your least favorite book that you've ever read?
My least favorite book was called The Wedding. It was actually a romance. Dead serious. It was called The Wedding Crasher by Mia Sosa, and it was garbage.
That doesn't help me at all.
No.
The God of Endings?
Mm-hmm. You have 2 follow-up questions left. Did you just give yourself a paper cut?
Yep.
Of course you did. Come into frame. What's the one? Hold it up. What's the one you're looking at now? The God of Endings? I know it's not 1, but 2 marshmallows. The strongest boy alive.
Not one. Ooh, this one's long. I might consider it if it's really bad.
Let's go!
Would you By turns as suspenseful and enchanting as Astonished, the first novel weaves a story of love, family, history, and a myth seen through... Yep, this one's your book.
This one?
Yep.
This is it. You don't have any other... This is the final decision. You don't want to look anymore.
No, because I know you don't like mythological stuff.
I don't. So this is it.
Yep.
Okay. You picked The God of Endings by Jacqueline Holland.
Yeah. This is
I would say thank you, but you know.
This is the ending.
What if this ends up being one of my favorite books of the year? Then you're the goat.
I'm the goat.
This is a really long book.
That's why I chose it.
Nice.
It's 512 pages, I think.
I told you guys this is what he did. What he would do, he would pick the longest, most irritating book. Okay? The God of Endings is going on our TBR.
Let me see.
For
How
March.
many pages? Not 1, but
Not 1.
466 pages.
No, that's the acknowledgements. But yeah, and the writing is eeny weeny.
Okay. Hope you love it.
Thanks, Cole. I really
welcome.
appreciate ya. All right. God of Endings is going on our
Icy
TBR.
out.
Icy out. Did I not call that? I know my little devious boy. I knew that he was going to come downstairs and be like, what book are you going to hate? Because that's the one I'm going to pick. I just know him. I knew him so well. But can I tell you a secret? I acted way more upset about The God of Endings than I am. Because I actually do want to read that book. But if I said I wanted to read that book, then he would take it back and choose another one. He immediately zeroed in on the mystery thriller shelf. And for a minute, I was like, oh my God, he's going to pick a mystery thriller. And I was so happy when he said that The Golden Spoon wasn't his final pick because that's a mystery thriller. And I wasn't feeling it. But if I had said that, oh no, I don't want to read this, he would have picked it. So a little Jedi mind trick, reverse psychology going on there. Mom psychology for the win. Okay, so that was it. We just picked our last prompt, or Cole just picked our last prompt. So let's do a really quick recap of all the books that are going on our March TBR. Okay, so spin number 1 and 2 both sent us over to shelf 5 and gave us 2 mystery thrillers by Sally Hepworth, but we ended up vetoing those in the end. So spin number 1 ended up being a wild wheel, and it was a Kindle spin, and our Kindle chose Credence by Penelope Douglas. This is a young woman is sent to live with her estranged guardian and his 2 sons in a remote cabin in the woods where she learns to survive and finds herself caught in a love triangle with her new family members. Yeah. You heard that right, and yikes. Penelope Douglas is not for everyone. I have never read a book by her, and I'm interested to see if I would like it, but things get weird. For spin number 2, our wild spins chose the color wheel, and we had to pick a book that was at least 50% white, and I went with Kiss the Sky by Krista and Becca Ritchie. Like I said before, this is the 4th book in the Addicted Calloway series, and it hasn't been my favorite, but I'm excited to dive into Rose and Connor's story and see if it draws me in a little bit more. Spin number 3 was a genre spin, and it gave us mystery thriller. And I ended up vetoing that and spun again, and it was a free pick. And we are going with a reread of Zodiac Academy. I am so excited to get into this. I really want to dedicate 2025 in getting pretty far into the Zodiac Academy and the Twisted Sisters world. Hopefully, I absorb more and I can move on to book 2 because this series has been calling to me. Spin number 4 gave us One of Us Is Next by Karen M. McManus. This is the sequel to One of Us Is Lying, a little YA mystery thriller. I liked One of Us Is Lying. It was fine. It's kind of like your typical YA mystery where like there are plot holes, the characters are kind of immature and annoying, but the storyline was decent enough. I wasn't that bored throughout it, so I figured we'd keep this on. This one says it's a new school year at Bayview and no secret is safe. It centers on a high school and a bunch of like high school kids and a high school friend group, and the first one was decent. We then spun our Kindle wheel again and gave us Spark of the Everflame. I do, of course, have it on my Kindle, but I also have a hard copy. I don't know too much about what this book is about. I think it's about like fallen gods. It says, in a mortal world colonized by the gods and ruled over by the Descended, their cruel magic-wielding offspring, DM Bellator yearns to escape the insular life of her poor village. Her mother's sudden disappearance and the discovery of a dangerous secret about her past offer DM an unexpected opportunity to enter the dark world of Descended royalty and unlock the web of mysteries her mother left behind. With the dying king's handsome, enigmatic heir watching her every move and a ruthless rebel alliance recruiting her to join the growing civil war, DM will have to navigate the unwritten rules of love, power, and politics in order to save her family and all of mortal kind. So I've heard decent things about this book, like people who love it really love it, but I've also heard that our main female character DM is pretty irritating and it is an extreme slow burn. So I'm interested to see what I think because those are not my favorite things typically. So next up we did another Kindle spin and it gave us Josephine's Tear by V.I. Davis. I talked a little bit about it, but what is this? It says, Sophie Devereaux embarks on a perilous quest to obtain an enchanted amulet with the power to eradicate the supernatural forces that hold humanity captive. As she navigates through a landscape of danger and intrigue, she must confront her deepest fears, make unthinkable sacrifices, and ultimately decide the fate of not only her people, but also the supernatural beings that coexist with them, risking her own humanity as she does so. It says it's a unique blend of romance, action, and paranormal. Okay, I mean, am I super excited about this? No, but it does say it involves a world dominated by vampires and threatened by malevolent witches. So that draws me in a little bit more. Next up, we went with Catching Feelings by Maren Moore. This is book 2 in the Orleans University series, and it is a baseball romance. I think it's college baseball. Yeah, Orleans University, college baseball. It says, I accidentally hooked up with the guy I despise, a mistake I'd love to forget, except now he's my new roommate. So I'm feeling baseball romance, forced proximity type. I really liked the first book in this series, and the smut especially was written really well. So hopefully book 2 is just as good. Next up, it sent us right back to a mystery thriller shelf, except this time it gave us Five Survive by Holly Jackson, and I'm not upset about this one. Holly Jackson is the same author of the Good Girls Guide to Murder series, and admittedly, I really only cared for book 1 and 2 of that series. Book 3 was an absolute dumpster fire mess, but I've heard good things about this one. I think this is about a group of 5 friends that go on a road trip and then slowly get to like start being picked off on their road trip, and I think they're like, are they in a camper or something like that? 8 hours, 6 friends, only 5 survive. I know that Destiny read this book and really enjoyed it and liked it, so hopefully I also enjoy it. Next up, we had our little Coley pick a book, and he went with God of Endings by Jacqueline Holland. I know not very much about this book, but the writing is really small and it's like over 450 pages, so thanks, Cole. It says it's about an immortal artist confronting her haunted past, a gifted child's arrival, and her growing hunger in 1984. I don't know what that means, and that little one-sentence AI description makes literally no sense, so let's dive a little bit deeper into that. It says, Colette Lessange has been hiding a dark truth. She is immortal. In 1834, Colette's grandfather granted her the gift of eternal life, and since then she has endured centuries of turmoil and heartache. Now, almost 150 years later, Colette is a lonely artist running an elite fine art school for children in upstate New York. But her life is suddenly upended by the arrival of a gifted child from a troubled home, the return of a stalking presence from her past, and her own mysteriously growing hunger for blood. It says it's a new kind of vampire story and that it is surprising and spellbinding. I'm actually super excited for this. So Cole thought he was giving me a book I wouldn't enjoy, but he might have given me a really good option. Next up, I chose God of Malice by Rena Kent. This is book 1 in the Legacy of the Gods series, and the little AI description says, a woman becomes the obsession of a charming yet savage monster, leading to a dangerous chase where everything is at stake. It's a dark romance about a villain and his irresistible new obsession. I don't necessarily think this is like a stalker romance, but I'm not sure. And it does say it's a dark, unconventional romance and it contains themes that aren't to everyone's liking, which only makes me more excited. Plus, I've heard a ton of people who are super into dark romance, like Larry Reed's, and I know Emmy Rossum just read it and they loved it. Next up, we had to spin our book box wheel and we had to choose a Bookish box book. And we picked A Kingdom of Stars and Shadows by Holly Renee. I'm really excited for this one. I've wanted to read it for a really, really long time. And I think if I'm in the mood for smutty romantasy, Holly Renee is always going to be a good option. The synopsis says, Destiny or desire, where does your allegiance lie? I am told my union to the crowned prince will determine the fate of the kingdom, but it isn't my betrothed who haunts my dreams. It's the half-breed prince who stands at his side. He is darkness and sin, and when he whispers promises of wickedness into my ear, I crave a man who I can't have. Every thought I have is treasonous, the way my hands ache to touch him deceitful. Even my dreams make me a traitor to the kingdom I am sworn to protect. But when the kingdom is attacked, I am forced to make choices I am not prepared for. Our lies and deception are entangled in the shadows and stars, and as they unravel, so shall my fate. Betray a kingdom or betray my heart. That sounds really good. And last but not least, we also got Unravel the Dusk by Elizabeth Lim. This is book 2 in the Blood of Stars series. So Spin the Dawn, the first book, was about a young girl who poses as a boy to compete for the role of Imperial Tailor and embarks on an impossible journey to sew 3 magic dresses. I don't know exactly where the book is going to go in the second book. I did enjoy the first book. It was decent. I think I gave it a 3.5 stars, somewhere like that. Is this where I would have prioritized going as far as continuing on with the series I'm in the middle of? No, but it was decent. It was fine. And the good news is there's only 2 books. It's only a duology. So once I've completed Unravel the Dusk, I should cross this off my list. Those were all the books that are going on our March TBR as far as our spins, but there is one additional book that I will be reading, and that is the Homey and Homely Book Club's pick for March, and we have selected Butcher and Blackbird by Brynne Weaver. I am so excited. I cannot wait to read this book in general, and the fact that I get to read it with the book club is really fun. If any of you don't know, I run a completely and totally free book club over on the Fable app. It's always linked in the description down below. There's 380 of us that just pick a book every month, read it together, and we discuss it chapter by chapter. It's just a good way for me to interact with everybody and to kind of read like we're together in a room discussing like we're friends, chatting about chapters as we go. If you don't know anything about Butcher and Blackbird, it says it's a viral friends to lovers dark romantic comedy full of murder, chaos, and sizzling chemistry. I believe our main male and female character are actually serial killers, and they get together once a year to do a job, let's just say it that way, and I'm assuming they end up falling in love. I am so excited to read this with the book club. Our conversations are always really funny and I love getting people's takes, and I know that parts of this book are just a wee controversial, so I can't wait to see what everyone in the book club says about it. This is going to be so fun. So here you go, guys. Here is our stack of physical books plus whatever books I'm going to be reading on my Kindle. We have a really great stack this month, despite the fact that the wheels tried to sabotage me, but I'm going to drop all these books, so let me put them down. The wheel tried to take me down this month, but it did not succeed, and I think we somehow salvaged a pretty good stack out of some really, really crappy spins. It took just a little cheating, but we did it. If you made it this entire time, go ahead and comment the little cloud emoji for Kiss the Sky by Kristen Becker-Ritchie, and then do all the things that you are so professional at doing, like, comment, subscribe, And I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.